What an incredible year 2021 has been for crypto so far. We have seen the market explode 230% higher, more recently crash back down 50%, and think about it, it's still only halfway through the year. You've got to love crypto, right? Now, one of the big questions on people's mind right now is, where does the market go from here? Well, in the short term, no one really knows, and we could see Bitcoin retest its previous all-time high of $20,000. But I do think in the medium to long term, crypto is destined to be going so much higher. Now, predictions are notoriously difficult, especially in the crypto market, as all we can do is look at previous market cycles, check the fundamentals, and check the technicals. And that is what this video is all about. So we'll be looking at 3 of my favorite charts and we'll see exactly what they are saying. I'll give my Bitcoin price prediction for 2021, but remember, if Bitcoin's going a lot higher, then everything else will be going a lot higher. And then we'll finish with some of the biggest crypto news for the week. And I have one chart which shows crypto adoption rate, which is mind-blowing. As always, if you do find anything useful in the video, drop a like, always appreciated. Now, one of my favorite charts is stock to flow, and it's been a while since I've done an update, so let's begin there and see what it's saying. So we're going to take a look at 3 of my favorite charts, and first up is the stock to flow model brought to us by Plan B. And this shows some excellent information. So we can see we had the 2013 run up here and the big crash. We had the 2017 big run here and the big crash, and this is the cycle that we're in right now. And this line that runs through the middle is the 365-day moving average. And you'll notice that it goes from overvalued to undervalued to overvalued to undervalued across this moving average. And in 2021, we did have this epic run-up where the market tripled in such a short period of time, and it broke way above the moving average. And as you can see, we've had this big crash, which has now brought us under. But to me, this looks a lot more similar as to what happened in the 2013 run, where it shot up really quickly and we had this big, deep mid-cycle correction before the last run-up. Now, there are only 2 really previous data points to go on, so it's not a lot of information, but it's still better than working from nothing. But basing off the last 2 cycles, then this indicates that this is more of a mid-cycle correction than it is end of cycle. And the next point is that it's a better time to be taking profits when it's above the moving average than below. And down here is another way of looking at when it's over the moving average and under. So obviously the more extreme and overvalued it is, the better it is to be selling. And the more extreme and under it is, the better time it is to be buying. Now we can blow this part up here. So it's the same thing, but now blown up. So you can see when the model variance is extremely over, it's definitely time to be selling. And when it's extremely under, it's a great time to be buying. And this is where we're at right now. This is giving an extreme undervalued level. So this says to me that Bitcoin is a little bit like a coiled spring, and we could be seeing an explosion higher second half of the year. Next up, we have a Bitcoin rainbow chart, and this is a logarithmic progression. Again, you can see the cycles. So we had the 2013 cycle here, 2017 cycle here, and where we're at right now, and it's color coordinated. So if it gets into the deep red, this is maximum bubble territory. Then we have sell, seriously sell. Then the FOMO is intensifying. Is this a bubble? HODL, still cheap, times to accumulate, buy. And this one is basically a fire sale. So where are we right now? So it did go into this category, which was when the fear of missing out was intensifying. And we've now pulled back into still cheap territory. So quite a cool chart. That if correct, it says that the market right now is pretty cheap. And third and final is this altcoin season chart. So you may have heard that there are times when Bitcoin outperforms everything else, and there's times where altcoins outperform Bitcoin. And you can see this is pretty cyclical. So if it's below this line here, this is Bitcoin season when Bitcoin is outperforming, and above here is altcoin season where altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. And you can see it's pretty cyclical where it's going, where Bitcoin's outperforming, then altcoins, then Bitcoin, then altcoin, then Bitcoin, then altcoins. And you will have noticed in the last few months, altcoins were really outperforming Bitcoin. But this chart seems to suggest that the trend may now be reversing. In times of crisis, people generally flood back to Bitcoin. So this indicates to me that the trend could be reversing, and it would be Bitcoin that leads us out of this crash. So for me, it looks like Bitcoin is a bit like a coiled spring that's being pushed down and is now setting up for the next big run. And looking at the previous market cycles, it looks to me more like a mid-cycle correction than a market top. Now, in general, there are three phases. Number one, times when it's great to buy or accumulate. Number two, times when we should be holding or hodling. And number three, times when it's good to sell or take some profits. And I would say right now is the time for accumulation. And I honestly think 1 year from now, we won't see cryptos at these levels ever again. Okay, moving on. Time for the main event, the price prediction. As I've said many times before, to know where the market is going in the short term, we may as well flip a coin, as it's 50-50 whether the market will drop to another level down or build to another level up. So my prediction is for the end of year, and it's for Bitcoin, as Bitcoin still rules the market. But remember, if Bitcoin goes a lot higher, then everything else will be going a lot higher. Okay, here it is. I think by the end of the year, Bitcoin will be between its all-time high of $65,000 and $100,000. Okay, so let's finish up with some of the biggest crypto news for the week. And I have one chart on the crypto adoption rate, which is crazy. Check it out. First up, Cathie Wood has been buying the dip, and she loaded up on Coinbase and the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust in this market crash. Again, money moving from the retail investors to the corporations. Then another bank, First Foundation, I believe based in California, has joint partnered to be able to offer Bitcoin. Then things are really heating up in South America. First we had El Salvador making Bitcoin a legal currency. Then just a few days ago we had Brazil launching another Bitcoin ETF. And now Paraguay. A university in Paraguay is going to be accepting Bitcoin, Ether, and Ripple, where students can pay for degrees and courses using cryptocurrency. Then we have the Bank of Israel stepping up with their CBDC, their central bank digital currency, and they are testing this on Ethereum. And now we have one of the biggest Bitcoin mining farms in America going live on the Nasdaq. Crypto is now infiltrating the stock market. And this was the chart that I mentioned. This is the technology adoption curve. So this white line is the total global internet users in the millions. So this is how many people were adopting the internet when it first came out. And then in orange, we have total crypto users in the millions. And basically what it's saying is that crypto is growing faster than the internet. People are adopting crypto faster than they did the internet, which is crazy. And finally, for many years, we were worried about legislation and the government banning Bitcoin, but now we had a US senator going on the news raving about Bitcoin. Check this out.
How do you feel about Bitcoin's decline today? It's at 29.8. I'm really excited about it because as soon as it drops a little more, I'm going to buy some more. You know, I'll tell you, Stuart, my favorite stock that I own is a company called United Rentals. And I bought it and it dropped like a rock. I held on to it, and my gosh, it has performed beautifully over the years for me. And I see Bitcoin doing the same kind of thing because the fundamentals are good.
Do you want any kind of regulation for Bitcoin?
I do. I want to have a level playing field. So digital assets, cryptocurrencies, understand what the rules of the road are. They're very simple rules, easy to understand, and they're not overly restrictive because we want to see increased innovation in this space.
So the charts say to me that Bitcoin is setting up for another big rally in the second half of this year. My prediction is that Bitcoin will be between its all-time high of $65,000 and $100,000. Will Bitcoin first test $20,000 in the short term? Only time will tell, and if it does, it will be the sale of the year. And in the news, we had more banks integrating with crypto. Cathie Wood had been buying the dip, crypto mining companies being listed on the Nasdaq, a central bank using Ethereum, and the crypto adoption rate is growing faster than the internet, which is crazy. And now a US senator raving about Bitcoin, saying that if it drops further, then she will be buying more. So as you can see, another exciting week in crypto, and honestly, why would you want to be anywhere else? So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does. If you haven't yet subscribed, click below and join us. I do have some great videos coming up that you don't want to miss. Okay, cheers guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.